Okay, hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss if you want to succeed, then you must listen to yourself. So on the road to success, you actually need to listen to yourself. And the first question that comes today is, why is that thing important? And I will tell you in a minute. So, why is it important? Still, because success is absolutely different to everyone. For someone, it might be just one single thing. For someone, it might be multiplied things. For some, it might be just two things. It's different. And then there are people telling you advice, but that most likely comes from experience. And then people never actually just watch others and actually analyze how did they succeeded, how did they actually do it. And that is the thing that absolutely is just different. And actually, if you are just basically trying to become successful, then you're going to need a plan. And that comes to my second reason. What you need to do to actually succeed is that you need a plan. You need a map where you actually know what are you going to do. You just plan it first, you just write it down, okay? Imagine it on your mind, or just somehow write it down in your mind so that your mind will know it. And then just put in the work like this. Just put in the work consistently. Just put in the work. Don't ever skip a day. You cannot skip a day. If you want to succeed absolutely very hardly, then you need to put in the work. You have to be very, very competitive to actually make this work. Because everyone's success is very, very, very different. Because for someone, it's not a big goal, it's not a big thing, but they still want to achieve it because of their passion, because of their talents. And that is all good, but it's always and because you cannot succeed just like accidentally. There's no such thing like succeeding accidentally. You did something in the past that made you successful today, and you have to keep putting the work in if you want to still be successful. That is a real success, because that is not success once you reach it and then you just stop it because you already reached it. That's not how it is. You have to maintain it, and you also have to upgrade it over time. It just cannot be forgotten. You just cannot let that thing to stay there just because you achieved it. Same with the video games, for example, because if you actually want to reach a level, then you have a specific roadmap. You have basically stages. You have to start it from the bottom. Let's say you have to master your mind first. You have to get the basics. You have to get the fundamentals first before you go on to the actions. To the actions where you actually start in a very little, just in a very little action. You start doing it, and you're still mastering your mind. You're still mastering your mind, so you're learning about stoicism, and maybe on level 3, now you also have to do something else at the same time. You have to do the action. You have to do, maybe you have a family, okay? Let's say now that you got a family, and then you also have to take care of that, and then you also have to master your mindset in a separate time. You cannot just do that basically all at once. You don't want to multitask, because that is absolutely the worst thing that you can possibly do. Don't multitask, because that will just ruin your all of the progress. So just focus on doing one thing, one significant thing, nothing else. Okay, and now that we finished with the thing that what do you actually need to succeed, now we go on actually to the place, to the thing that how can you do it. Now this can end absolutely any time. All the progress maybe you have done, maybe even with just 60 days. That's a lot of days, and you can end it in just one day. Of course, it won't just disappear in one day. Of course, you still have the mind, you still have the thoughts that you have done, of course, but if you just decrease over time, when you actually just stop doing that, if you just decrease, just like how it will increase if you actually just start doing the things that is right and correct. Now, the thing is that why people stop is because of other people, because they drag them down. Maybe they tell something very negative thing, maybe they're just trying to convince them that this is a very bad path, this is a very hard path, it's not for you. And then that's how everybody actually started. They all started it from the bottom. They were all average men, they were all just like you right now, like you. And that's not going to change if you are not willing to put in the work. And everybody started from the bottom. Everybody was average. Everybody started from being poor. Everybody. And they succeeded. They made it. You don't need to be this kind of special man who have this ability, who was born with that, who just actually, yes, born with that, and then you have the talent, you have the passion, you have the fire in yourself. But yeah, sure, you can also do it like that, but the most interesting story will always be to the guy who actually does it with dedication, hard work, and then maybe had a 10% motivation, 20% or 30% motivation, but most of the time this is all discipline. It all comes down to discipline, that you still do the things that you promise for yourself, and you don't let that thing to actually stop you because you don't feel like doing it. That is what discipline, that is what stoicism also means, because you just put the feelings aside. You don't want the feelings to actually interrupt you, because that is a whole another thing that you don't want to actually put into your work. Okay, and the fourth thing that we have to discuss now is that you have to create your own world view. And what I mean by that you have to think differently than the others. You have to basically set your mindset up in a way that people, the average people, the other people, they won't understand you. You have to do it like that. If you have a different pattern, you have to be different. You cannot just hang around with the same people. Actually, me personally, I'm also trying to avoid these type of peoples who basically not going to be in my life when I have already reached that level, and maybe I'm around 20, because for surely I'm not going to meet with them, have a complete different path, different success that I absolutely want to reach. That's why you actually put your world in. That's why you actually need to put your direction in. Of course, it's not a problem maybe to talk to them, maybe, but you just don't need to actually hang around with them maybe most of the time, because they are talking about maybe other things that doesn't match with your progress, or maybe with your success. It doesn't match with it, and then that's the thing that you should be aware of. And maybe if you want any kind of partner, then you should actually go out there and find one, which is absolutely hard. I of course also find that very hard at the same time, but it is what it is. It has to be different. If it's not hard, if it's not different, if it's a thing that most of people don't do, then it's not a big challenge. It's not going to be big. It's not going to have this story, you know. So yes, you have to create your own worldview. You have to basically change the way you are thinking, the way you are talking, the way you are appearing, the way you are actually doing your actions. You have to change that completely. It's going to take time, so don't expect that thing to happen in just a few days. Just like me, I'm trying to always expect these results in just maybe 7 days, but no. It's actually a very long process to change my mind. And also trying to do this while I'm also working. It's absolutely hard. And yes, that was the fourth one. Okay, and the fifth thing that you have to watch out for if you want to actually success really hard is the thing which is called basically just doing one or three things at the basically the same time. What I mean by that, you should just focus on 1 to 3 things to actually succeed. And let me repeat that again in a good way. Now just focus on 1 to 3 things at once if you want to succeed. You cannot just bring all the things that maybe you have actually just done in the past. That's what I also tried to do, but it couldn't work because I tried to implement the games at the same time. For example, League of Legends, I tried to actually implement that thing. I came up with a system that basically lasted for 2 days or 3 days, which was called, if I maybe work for 2 hours, that I will reward myself with 1 league play. And then, yeah, if I maybe work 3 hours, maybe even just 1 hour, then I will just reward myself with playing League of Legends. Just, of course, 1 round. But it just couldn't work because I was just consistently switching. That was the problem. I couldn't just switch like that and then go back there and then do this. Of course, the game would be good because that's entertaining, that is good. I would just focus on it, I wouldn't sleep on it. But if I have to get back to it, then I would be confused. I had to basically just get back to it, and then where I was, what was I planning, and this and that. You just have to basically rewire your mind again to it, because you basically forgot it during the game, and you're not going to forget the game. That's how my mind actually worked. That you don't forget the game. You know all the tactics, you know how to do the things you rested basically, and then when the work comes in, it's completely different, because what we call real work, yes, real work has to be done most of the time. You have to basically spend most of your time in the work. You just cannot let the games be maybe your second priority. It cannot be. Your work has to be your first priority. We had the priorities, and there are times when I put the games in the first priority, because what I said to myself, that I always had to play a game every single day. And that just couldn't happen if I wanted to personally succeed in my life. And I want a very good and memorable success in my life. And this is also part of it, what I'm actually doing right now. It's not going to be forgotten because I will upload it, and I will always remember it, that I spend most of my time basically here working and then doing something which is not playing, which is not game, which is not basically entertaining. You have to put your full focus on that, and then just not think about anything else. You have to do that. That is actually the hard part. It's a very hard part actually. It comes with lot of problems in your mind basically, because your mind is trying to put you in a different place where you don't want to be. It deep down you don't want to be there, but your mind just wants some fun, which you have to avoid. That is the problem with it. And the next topic is basically not the next topic, but the next thing is what you shouldn't do when you are trying to succeed in your life. And this is the first thing, is procrastinating. You always have to plan the things. You always have to do something. You cannot just sit there and then do nothing. You can't do that. It's absolutely completely waste of time. It's not just you didn't even do anything, but even your time is going. I hate that. I just don't like that. You always have to have it in your mind. You need to do something. You have to do something. You cannot just sit there. I don't know what to do. I just relax and maybe something will happen. No, you have to get it done every single day. You need to know what you are supposed to do. You have to be always busy if you want to succeed. Have you ever seen those big people who are succeeded in life and maybe have a lot of fun, maybe they have a very good physique, that they procrastinate? No, they always do something. They always find a way to do that better. They always just trying to improve themselves. They always find something, or maybe even just to boost it, maybe even make it more just entertaining, even if that's something. Just don't procrastinate. That's the problem. And the second thing is worrying about something that, oh, maybe it won't work, maybe this, maybe that. That is the worst thing that you can ever possibly do. Take the risk. If it won't work, then you learn from it. Would you die for it? Would you go to jail? No, nothing will happen. Like, you have to survive it. You have to take the risk. You have to be confident to do it. But if it won't happen, then you actually learn from it. No, you learn from it. You have to take the risk. You have to do it anywhere. No matter how hard you're worrying about it, it won't work. But you have to take it. You just cannot be flew away. You cannot waste that. You cannot just let that go away. Because maybe if you stay there and start worrying and just say, okay, maybe I will do it tomorrow because then I will have more courage. You won't have. You have the same thing. Like, it will just even be worse because you wasted the time there when you could have actually done that thing there. So start doing that. And the third thing is basically chasing the perfection. See, nothing will be perfect in your life. Nothing. Even when you have already reached your success. But just start chasing perfection basically. But if you start doing that, like, oh, I need to take care of my health, I need to do this, need to do that, everything. No. Wait a second. You cannot do that. That's freakingly, but absolutely garbage, bullshit. That you start to do all these things that I need to now clean my name, need to do this, need to do that. Okay, we understand that you take care of your health. And then after the people, basically, what happens when people do this, that they then go and play video games. And what now, bitch? You have to stop doing that. That's absolutely a waste of time. Also, when you're trying to chase the perfection, nothing will be perfect. Just focus on 1, 2, or 3 things at once, and that's it. Focus on your work, nothing else. I don't even know what else I wanted to try to not do, but hopefully this was enough. And yes, basically that's all I wanted for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope this swearing wasn't fucking hard or something, you know. I don't personally know if I want to actually could basically swearing, but just make my words more memorable, more important, just better. It just makes it better. That's how I feel like. But I might going to start quitting it somewhere, I don't know where, but I have to make my quotes, my wise words memorable. And yes, that's why sometimes I swear even on YouTube videos, because it just makes it better. It's not because I'm angry, it just makes it better. Okay, and then in this week I was trying to discuss this in the beginning of the video, but I forgot it, that in this week I'm still going to upload 3 more videos, because last week I just didn't upload any video. That was the bad thing, that absolutely didn't really have time for it. I would say I even wasted some times where I could have actually done it, because I was just a little bit lost doing my process. I tried to fix it, and now I realize what I actually need is plan. It's a plan that I don't have because it actually realized this day that I was just doing my physics homework, which I absolutely hated, didn't like it. If a garbage, I didn't even need to know about it. I know the basic of the physics, so that's all fine for me. I just hate school, okay? And I realized that I was just working with the flow. I was going like this. I didn't have that time when I was working, making money, and I had this down, then up, and then down, up, down. But I didn't know what to do. Didn't have plan. Basically, the teacher gave us, let's say, a plan. He gave us a plan, and then I already know what I have to do, and I just did it. I just put the work in, and I was just going with the flow. I was just so much more satisfying than actually stopping it and then thinking that where I am, what should I do, with some multiply things, and then it just couldn't work like that. So I already came up with a plan immediately as soon as I realized this problem, and then I just moved on and just waiting to actually check it if it's working. If it's not, then I will do another thing. Just saying that I won't give it up, and you should also shouldn't give it up, because that is the worst thing that ever possible happen with you is quit. Quitters are losers, okay? Accept that. And yes, basically that's all I wanted to discuss in this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned from something from this video. And I will see you in the next one. So see you all, guys.